For the majority of the population, the world is filled with sights to see. But for the estimated 2% with total blindness, the world might look a little more like this. Here at Grandview, we have a student with total blindness, Ty Gillespie. You may have seen him in the halls, but have you heard his story?
Over the course of the past 14 years, which is how long I've been blind, I've had multiple doctors tell me this maybe, sort of, kind of, might be maybe what you have, except maybe not. So no one quite knows, but the core concept that everyone's been able to converge on is that I don't have cone and rod cells in my eyes, which are what allow you to see color and light and basically everything else.
With thousands of students and plenty of narrow halls, getting around the school is hard, even for sighted people. Yet, Ty takes on the challenge, armed with nothing but his cane.
I navigate to school with a white cane, which is this long stick thing that basically anyone would recognize anywhere. And I use that so that it hits an object before I hit an object, because we don't want me breaking my face.
Despite the obstacles of blindness, Ty has found his place here at Grandview in the STEM department.
I spend most of my time in the STEM electives, so I've taken computer science capstone twice.
Throughout his school career, Ty has had to deal with his fair share of harmful assumptions.
The biggest thing I've had to deal with, and this was a lot more prevalent in middle school, but it still happens here, is people assuming that I can't hear them. Like if people are like in the middle of the hallway and I go around them, people will like talk about me like I'm not there, and that really irritates me. I have a lot of like assistants in some classes like math. I have someone in there to help me with visual concepts, and a lot of times the teacher will talk to that person instead of me when I could answer the question better, and that kind of irritates me as well. A lot of people assume I know sign language, which I don't. That's kind of the biggest one. I've had people come up and try to sign to me and then been very confused when I just kept walking and ignored them. I think people by this point, by the time people get to high school, they should hopefully be mature enough to realize that I'm normal and that like there's nothing to be afraid of and that you can't catch my blindness. I've had people run away from me because of that.
To further understand Ty's experience here at Grandview, we talked to Jeannie Lay, a visual impairment specialist for the district.
I am a teacher for students with visual impairments and blindness, and I'm also an orientation and mobility specialist. Ty is pretty terrific. He's a motivated student. He likes to get stuff done, and I've known him since kindergarten.
Miss Lay's job involves adapting some of those more visual classes to suit Ty's learning needs.
Well, the teachers usually get us materials beforehand if they need to be brailled, like if we have tactile graphics or anything kind of visual, we try to get in tactile graphics. We started out kind of with more braille, but we're kind of transitioning away from that. And so basically they have to get us materials that are accessible with a screen reader, and he does most of his schoolwork on his computer now.
Scott Roberts is Ty's English teacher this year. Instead of exclusively using Schoology for assignments, Mr. Roberts employs the use of a shared folder in Google Drive.
So what I do with Ty is different than every other student I've ever had. We have a separate Google folder. So he doesn't really do anything on Schoology because it's a little tricky for him. I just put all assignments in there and he submits them, or he doesn't really submit them, he just does them in the Google Drive, and then I grade them from there. I have the Schoology assignment ready to go for all my students, and then I'm in class and I'm like, oh, Ty, I forgot to put that in your drive. Let me do that real quick. But he's understanding. It works out. A lot of times when you're going through teaching school or learning how to teach, we talk a lot about having visuals with our auditory teaching. And so through Ty, I've kind of learned to have to do the opposite also.
So, has Grandview really made the proper effort to be an accessible school?
I think Grandview has been amazing for Ty, and teachers are always open about getting us materials ahead of time and making sure we have things.